Yeah, good smoke, good friends, good life. Welcome to the Texas Ash Life. Texas Ash Life, let the good times roll. Cigar in the air, little whiskey for the soul. It ain't about the hype, it's the friends by your side. Raise them up. Texas Ash Life. Texas Ash Life.
Whatever happened to community, brother? There was a time when you knew the people who lived down the road. And if somebody got sick, I mean, your neighbors brought food, right? I mean, a family fell on hard times, people stepped in, not because they were looking for attention, but because that's simply, what neighbors did. Uh, we looked out for each others' kids. We checked on the elderly, and when something needed fixing, we didn't wait around for somebody else to do it. We rolled up our sleeves and got to work, bro. But somewhere along the way, community started disappearing. We became more connected, I guess, through our phones, yet somehow more separated in real life. You know, we know what strangers across the country are having for breakfast, right? I mean, that's crazy. But we may not even know the name of the person living next door. And maybe the problem is that we've convinced ourselves that unless we can change the whole world, there's no point in doing anything at all. But what if real change was never supposed to begin with the whole world, right? What if it begins with your street, your church, your local business, or simply checking on somebody who needs to know they haven't been forgotten? So tonight, Jim and I are joined by Angel and Greg from the Community Spotlight, and we're asking a question that may be more important now than ever. What happened to community? And is it really gone, or has it simply changed? So grab a cigar, pour yourself something good, and join the conversation. Welcome to Texas Ash Life. How you doing, Jim?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Let's bring I think Angel's running a little bit late, but we're gonna go ahead and we'll bring this fella Greg here in
How we
here.
doing?
What's happening, man?
Not much.
So were you able to hear the
I
the
did.
open comments?
I did.
What do you think? Does that like invoke anything inside of you, or does it make you feel
That's
like
a
it's
compound statement from what I heard. Um, Depends on what part of the country you're in. It depends on what type of community I'm fortunate. My neighborhood has lived here for so long that we know 90% of the community.
right?
But I'm gonna say, starting around the 90s when both parents went to work, I saw a dip in this exact same thing to where you start losing connection to your neighbors.
Yeah.
People started moving away, new people started coming in. You didn't see them. You never met them.
There's
It was a
Angel.
wave. That was about it. They pulled in the garage. That was the last you saw of them. Um, I remember as a kid, you know, terrorizing the neighborhoods. I go 27 blocks. They'd call my parents. Hey, I saw Greg out here doing this. I mean, it was ruthless. Like I couldn't get away with anything. Now it's like you go next door and get away with stuff for some neighborhoods. So I think it really depends on like what community individuals are in. Um, and be fortunate if you do know your neighbors. That's an amazing thing.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to look real quick to see because I forgot to change so when the comments like hey Steve, what's happening, man? Like it's so big and I'm trying to remember how to make it smaller. Um Golly, it's been a while, but I think I figured it out. Does this make the comment smaller? There
There
we
you
go.
go.
All right. Um, Thanks, man. You too, Steve. What's up? Cigar Paso Crespin. Did you find out anything on your house?
What's
And
up, Crispin?
good evening, Colleen. What's up, Hector? Um, so you didn't get to hear any of the open. I don't think you got to hear any of it, Angel. Um, but let you think about, like, we're talking about community, what happened to the community? Are we losing it? Did it really go anywhere? I kind of touched on, um, like, the more connected that we are through technology, the less connected, like, especially what it said, like, we know what Jim's doing in Mexico, or people in, in other countries and stuff, but we don't even sometimes know what's happening in our own backyard, our own neighbor, or even our kid, even our community, our family community. Sometimes we get so caught up in the hustle and bustle. What do you think about all that? I mean, what comes to you, Angel? Like, what comes to your mind about all that?
Um, like you said, just feel like we're more busy, or actually, I feel like technology.
Uh-oh, we lost your audio when you said technology. See, technology, and there
Yeah.
goes
Yeah, can
Technology
you hear
is
me
so
now?
good.
yeah, we're good.
We can
So
hear
yeah,
you,
this.
Isaac. We can hear you.
So it's just like you're always on your phone, and everyone's just seeing what's on Instagram or some type of see what's going on. That's how we get to know everyone or catch up with everyone. And we're not taking, we're not calling people. We're just
Oh,
basically spying on their lives, what they put it, but we're only spying on what they show us on, social media or whatever. And we're not going out. Kids are not going outside. They're sitting there playing video games, chatting. You know what I mean? Doing the same thing. It's like it's not like how it used to be. Like your parents kicked you outside and like, hey, go make some friends or something. You know what I mean? Come back when it's dark.
What happened?
uh,
I
Greg
thought
choked
maybe
I'm
he
just
there,
thought,
choked
isn't
up
it?
over this statement. Sorry.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's kind of, I think that's really kind of
Yeah.
how we all probably were raised. We're all fairly close in age, but
There's
Jim,
another
what
two
about you?
ways
What,
to. There's two
I know
ways
you're
to
the
look
old
at
man.
this. That this old man's gonna kick your ass. And
Whoa.
Like,
sorry,
I'm just
I,
checking. I'm just checking. Okay, go ahead.
I'll put myself in check. That was my one and only for today.
I thought you said asset. So
I did
That's
say
what
That's
he
what I
said.
asset.
thought.
I
That's
did
what he
say
said.
asset. I was going to make him an asset there.
That's
yeah,
what he
But
said. It's his,
Scottish.
yeah, it's his.
it's my
Accurate.
slang. Use this done with the slang. Use a
It looks like 50-year-old.
First off, cheers to everybody.
Yeah,
Here's
slime.
boys. Fanje. It's a port actually.
Yes.
Oh,
Port.
how
Oh, I
was it
guess I got poured something.
in Scotland? Like, is it? You don't know American culture, I wouldn't think, as far as how we
We're taught
communicate.
basic American culture and history and all that. And then obviously you take into consideration what people perceive for movies and all that.
Yeah.
But there's two other ways to look at it from what I say. I'm one of those people that like to look outside the box and be a bit weird when it comes to the way I think and see things. Just like Greg. But there's two other ways to look at this. So one is that obviously, yes, social media and new technology allowed us to have more of a connection around the world and stuff like that. But let's go around to basics points and we can take this round. So I'm older, I come from a different process. For example, where I came from, everyone knew who you were. It was a smaller village. There's 1,500 people where I come from. Where I lived, it was a 8 mile radius before you actually 6
So,
mile or 6 or 8 miles
so there's
radius
one
before you
difference.
actually go.
To cut you off intentionally, there's one difference, right? We don't have villages, I don't think, in America. Like we,
Well, you can consider a neighborhood like a village, right?
right?
That's your neighborhood here in
Or like
America.
really small towns,
Yeah.
just like not,
Yeah.
one road in, one road out.
Yep.
So I'm not actually going into definitions on the process of people are people.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what area, whereabouts in the world you came from. Your people are people. Doesn't matter colour, race, religion. We're all people. End of the day, we bleed the same. We smoke the same. Not like Greg, he loves legacies and all that, but we all go under a different process, or depending on our area, and it's small differences. So Angel's right. Angel's right. He said, like in Greg too, it's a village. It's a small metropolitan. No,
Metropolis.
metropolis. It's a small suburban area, whatever. The point is it's closer communities, and what you find is that it doesn't matter if you're in a big city and that. None of what will happen is that section of where you live, everyone will start to click together. For example, how many of you live in Hightower Tower? How many of you have lived in high towers? So that would be apartment blocks.
I've lived in high tops.
The only high top you
I'm a
had,
country
son, is
boy.
when you sat,
I mean-
when you sat on it.
Does a 2-story count?
Yeah, there's a 2-story count. Yeah. You know, if I can play.
You just didn't have like apartment blocks and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some,
There's only,
I mean,
like,
if you're in
couple
major
floors.
cities, yeah, New York, like major cities like that, some of those people grew up in tall buildings, you know.
But 20, for example, in Mexico, our smallest is like 100 floors.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't. I don't know where you're. You were
Yeah.
asking if we live in 100. I've never
No.
lived.
No,
in
have you
I
ever
never have.
have you ever been in one? Have you ever?
Yeah.
We've all been,
I've been in a high rise.
universities,
Yes,
we've all-
I've been in a high rise. Yes.
You've been in high rises. Normally, what
Yeah.
happens is they all have a group text and they
Yeah.
talk to each other. Okay, so high rises weren't that common when we were younger. It was more higher end people that lived in high rises and stuff like that. But they all clicked together. They all knew each other. They all helped out each other.
Certain floors have cliques.
Certain floors have cliques, certain floors would exchange rooms every so often to hide away from the tax man. Certain people would. There's all these different things. So we always had community and different styles of forms. Didn't matter if you were from one style of village, if you were from an apartment. Those areas, that was your community. Community always built up. For example, your peers. You can what your peers are. Your kin. Your peers.
Mm-hmm.
You can what your peers are in your school and all that. So that was your community back in the day. That was your community.
Mm-hmm.
And then you move away, you go to university, your community grows. But it doesn't actually grow. In retrospect, it changes. You end up separating in different communities. And depending on how you grow, that community starts to change and develop around you. So the more you grow, your likes change. You like different birds, you like different cigars, you like different associations. So therefore, you start to differ between the two. This is where I'm going. So when you had your pals back at school, were you which group did you go to?
Too many.
Angel was a band geek. I can't that. He went to the band camp.
No. I was always playing sports.
There's one time at band camp.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
He's trying to go. He's trying to go off off in the gutter. What did you ask though? You said where did you go? What was you asking?
So
What
I
groups
asked
was
you,
he in?
Like different groups.
Oh,
What
gotcha,
different
gotcha.
groups were you in? So most of you, I imagine, were jocks, no?
No.
Yeah. I play sports.
Kinda.
I played sports, but doesn't mean I
But
hung out with jocks.
at the same time, I was smart, so I hung out with them too. Like,
Yeah.
so I was just all over.
So I hung out
What?
with Jim, to answer your question, I hung out with jocks. I hung out with skateboarders. I hung out with smart people. I hung out with the Bloods. I hung out with the Crips. Like, I was in a different group every 5 minutes.
What's
Oh,
a
wow.
blood? What's a blood? Sorry. What's a blood?
Gangs.
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 Dang.
Okay.
The red and the blue.
Red and blue.
Yes.
For me, red and blue. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So I mean, there was no group for me to hang out with. It was just, I knew people everywhere. And it was
Okay.
like, someone would be like, yo, Greg, you want to come over and like shoot some dice? You want to come over and let's play basketball in the ghetto? Like, I was like, cool, let's go. Like,
Okay, so let's put it this way. And there's a reason why I'm doing this, Greg. It's a singulation process out. Okay, So people sorted you to be in their group, and you weren't that picked on one. You just floated around them all. So you were basically in the middle of many groups because they wanted you. So you were the prize.
I just knew people. It's not they wanted me. I just knew people.
Just go
There's a
with
big
me on
difference.
this.
That's how I was.
Just go with me on it. Just go with me on it. You were a character that was. Just go with me on this, and it's not for offence or anything like saying that you were. You wanted to be in every one of them. No, it's more the factor of that you had such a personality that you got on with everyone, but you didn't click yourself into one. You just like whatever it was and whatever you fancied that day, and your passion felt in you. That's what I was meaning.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Angel?
Asking me the same thing. Like my groups was like I was all over the place. Like I said, I did a lot of
You still are.
college prep honors classes. So I hung out with them. I played baseball, basketball, and football, and depending where I played, what team I played, it depends on the group of types of kids. So I could have been in an urban area. I could have been in a nice area. I just floated around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Randy?
Same. Just I was kind of
Roller skate arena.
I hung around like I was trying to find myself, I guess. I was trying to figure out where I belong.
Okay. So did you ever get a foreign exchange student? And everyone wanted to be their pal.
Oh, you talking about school? No. It was very far and few between that happened.
So then I was smaller. My village was small. So when a foreigner came round, we wanted
because you live in a
to.
village.
I had like foreign exchange students. I've seen them in school.
Yeah. It depended on my school was dependent on the student. Like if the student was cool, everybody was like, yeah, come on. If they weren't cool, then people were like, whatever.
Then basically what I'm saying is that community changed because we changed. Our likes and our processes changed. So we outgrew the general process is we outgrew most of our communities because we would always be in the middle trying to figure out where we wanted to be. And in most cases, for ourselves, in this select group, we were more floaters. We were like versatile. We were the vagabonds of the groups because we didn't actually have tiers in any of them, but we mentally and physically, in many cases, got on in many groups because of our personalities, because they were so wide and open. So what happened? Social media allowed us to actually be more peered with people around the world in absolutely our same patterns. So therefore, we started to grow away from our community because we closed. COVID changed a lot of things. Me and Greg touched on this a few times.
COVID broke society.
Broke society and put it back into a set because we actually, friends that we had, we ended up not trusting. And people we'd had around our lives in a long process because we didn't believe that they hadn't been in contact with other people.
Yeah.
And there was this fear process. So therefore, we started looking into more of an online digital platform process. For example, when I was growing up, the first thing was like emails. That was the first way of contact between each other and different persons. Then there was ICQ. Then there was High Five. Then there was MySpace. After MySpace was Facebook. Then Facebook, we had Messenger, and then from there you got your Instagram and all your other things. And MySpace died off.
But
MySpace
we can't forget.
is actually still there.
Hold up. We can't forget the dial-up AOL.
Oh, when you had that dial-up, you remember like you had lots to say, and you made sure you waited that time to do it. Kids have no idea what they've got.
You go make a sandwich while that was dialing up.
But how easy is it for us? Like we talk basically every day between us. Sometimes maybe not. And it's very easy for us to jump on the platforms that we use, our Discords. Tomorrow is my Discord with people. But it's very easy that we can jump on a call or a WhatsApp call to
But what do
everyone.
you call that? What is that? What are we creating there for us? We have created
We have
because of
created
COVID
an
community.
international community.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we've outgrown our actual community because of our personalities, and we've always sought to be more. We've always sought to have different interaction, different people around us, and knowing we've had those processes to be, we all want to be better. We all want to get out of the certain communities that we were in and the certain things because there might be good communities, there might be different ones, but we want to be better always. And usually that's outgrowing what we grew up with. And we
Yeah.
move on to the process of being more involved, educating ourselves. So the one point of why we've got more international friends is because we like to be more cultured, engineering the process of understanding around the world, business, other things in life, like different tastes, different opportunities that can come around. I mean, for example, all of you can come around to Mexico whenever you want. Or when I'm going to Scotland, we've got a place to go and we can all go and hang out. So that's opportunities that when we were younger, we never had. If you went somewhere, you went off the skin of your back with a backpack, and technically we all still do that. We go to skin our back somewhere new and just expect to meet someone and whatever. But now there's guarantees where you can keep in contact with those people, come back and make sure in that process. How many of you remember writing letters to people or to girls, let's say?
I did
Yeah,
messenger pigeon.
letters were way back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Randy, you did smoke signals.
Yeah.
Let me, if you're going back that far, I saw a video the other day. I was just kind of looking up stuff, right, for community, like what it meant and what there's so much. It's so, you could go in any direction with community and talk about it. But when you had community toilets, and I'm talking, say, let's go back maybe medieval times or whatever, whenever they started using the sticks with the sponges on it. You know what I'm talking about? That's how you cleaned yourself. And it was a community toilet.
Yeah.
And you had the salt water buckets or the vinegar buckets, and it was your job to clean it off and let it sit back in there so the next person, when they come, and that's how they go. That's a sense of community right there, bro. You're
yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
trust somebody to clean your.
Well, you can go as far back as you want, but let's be honest. We're talking about community right now. We're talking about how it's changed, how we've all been in
Yes.
different communities. I was never in a clique. I was never in a group
Yeah.
in school. I was always the one that kind of floated between them all. I never really felt any of those were my calling. And I did sports. I done art, literature. I did science.
I literally
Alex,
hear crickets when you're quiet. When you get
I
quiet,
can hear the crickets all the time, but I think that's for Greg's house. No, it's for Angels.
Maybe.
That's funny. It's no big
Just
deal.
angels thinking.
No.
I
Let's see if I shut
was
the
like-
window.
was like, everyone's so bored with what I'm saying. There's crickets in the background. I'm waiting for a tumbleweed to start falling through.
Yeah, I mean, as what you guys are saying, I think if you can go back and study the history of evolution of community, and you will see it moving. Big packs getting smaller and smaller and smaller as people, diversify and break off because towns are created and people are breaking off over to here. Resources are becoming, gold rush, and then all of a sudden oil, and things change.
Exactly. But did it
COVID,
change for the better?
that's the thing. Who knows? For some people, yes. For some people, no. That's always the answer,
Yeah,
right?
depends on where you're
Yes.
at.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
And where
depends
you
on
are.
where you're at, where you go, where you stay. For COVID, some people will say,
Before
"Oh,
you get on the COVID,
Okay.
I want you to stay right there because I just want to get to a couple of these comments before it gets too full up. But let's see, because COVID is definitely huge on that.
Yeah.
You know, Steve said so many people are extremely busy and just don't
Yes,
have
they
much
are.
social time, and that is a big part of it. But
Yeah.
you know, that goes
But
into
why is but the, if we want to go into that, but let's go back to what Steve's saying. Okay, so let's go into the process of the
don't
comment
forget
there.
COVID.
So if we're and not talking about COVID, so people became busier. Why?
So people needed to make more money.
Yeah.
Cost
Exactly
of living
one,
went up.
two.
Both parents, if they came from a dual parent family, you saw this in somewhere around the 90s that both parents started going to work to help
Mm-hmm.
pay. It
The
was no
bills,
longer a single, yes, no longer a
the
single
bills.
paying, because not everybody was fortunate enough to have those high paying jobs. So both parents now went to work. So guess what? There's not someone always at the house, and it is what it is. You want to go work. But bills have to be met. A loving family will say, we got to keep this roof over the head, we got to keep
Mm-hmm.
food on the table. You want to go
So
do this, we got to keep the money coming in.
so
But
in a
it's
way
less
needs
time, because guess
so
what,
uh,
they're working.
so in a way needs changed as well. So social needs and social expectations
Yeah.
and social inclusivity changed as well, because to be in a certain stage of the market or a certain stage of how people see you, you need to be making more money or be able to afford to go and do these
For
things.
some people, it's just literally keeping food on the table and a roof over their head. It could be just that minimalistic. They were already struggling to get by. Their apartment complex or the duplex they're living in, the rent went through the roof, groceries went up, gas went up, and it's like,
Exactly.
and they're not living a lavish life. Um, Kids are getting clothes at Goodwill and Ross, like bare cheapest stuff possible. Probably getting made fun of at school because they don't have the Air Jordans, because that's how kids work. Um, they're scraping by on, because they got two minimum wage jobs.
But that's social inclusion then.
Yeah,
So you brought in social inclusion from
yeah.
that process. So basically, people became busier because of needs of social inclusion, needs of the family, needs of basic living. So
Yeah.
people became more busy on those fronts, but people became more busy as well because they wanted to get themselves away from that old life.
I'm doing something real quick. I'm removing because um oh, there
And that's just that can be fighting. That's a debate that could go on
Yeah.
for ages.
Yes.
But it's a bit of both on those points. But yes, people needed more, so they put themselves into more jobs. They started working double shifts. They
Yeah.
started working day
Yeah.
and nights.
Instead of the one, if it was one person working, instead of that person being like, well, I'm working 120 hours a week.
Jobs
Well, let
started
me
working.
go to work
Yeah,
and then
started
we can
working.
split up the hours. But guess what? That's less time for the kids, less time for the community. You just don't know as many people now, or you're not seeing them as much anymore. And they're like, hey, Jim, I ain't seen you in a month and a half. Where you been? I've been working, right?
So the community never changed.
No, but if the whole neighborhood is doing that,
yeah.
the community has changed a little bit because there is not that social interaction anymore. There's no more block parties that
The
there
community
used
is
to
only
be.
adapt. The community is only adapted to life. So
Yeah, but
life
that
is the only
still
thing
is
that
change, though.
changes.
Adaptation is still
No,
change.
adaptation is always the process of change, but it's not the
Yeah.
community that changes, because the community is always something that's going to be there for you.
But if it's not there anymore, has it changed? Because everybody's
Interesting.
working, right? It's
Exactly.
no
Then
longer there.
our conversation goes into, did community can change, or did we change community?
It goes hand in hand. It's a handshake.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
a
It's a handshake
handshake.
because people were so involved in the fact that of being better, having better lives, making ends meet at the end of the day,
Yeah.
that the community was always there for it. Instead of reaching out to your friends and reaching out, let's do this process. Or, for example, when in community times in the olden days, if you were having hard times, the community knew and they came round and they gave you a hand.
They gave you food.
They would sometimes they wouldn't give you because the processes of giving was like a point of most people in their not ego, but their honor didn't want to receive things.
Well,
So
there's
they,
that
they,
too. Yes.
they would do, for example, this is where barbecues and open houses came from, because you would do a massive meal and you just invite the people from the street. For example, my door was always open, and I still to this day always cook big pots and always get plus. Fair enough now that it's just me, I just base that out in the week. But I always know when someone comes, there's plenty of food for people.
I was going to make a kilt joke about an open door, but I'll save that.
So, real quick, Crespin says in his hometown, he used to tell people, just go to my town, ask for me, and they can tell you where to find me. That's a community. That's that village. That's that town. That's that small
Yep.
community. But maybe that didn't change. Maybe that's just because you're always out and about. But then you go back to Steve, what he said earlier, and now he says, we knew everyone on our road after we moved here 40 years ago, but now there are people 2 houses away, been there a year, and we have not met them. That community changed somehow at some
Did
point.
it? No, that community didn't change. We changed in people wanting to know who our neighbours were.
Yeah.
What do you think? It's
Yeah.
us?
Of
I
course
think it's
us.
a
I think it's a
combination. It's a
combination.
combination
Yeah.
of everything.
It's between us and them. I mean, we're not
Time
engaging anymore.
management. Yeah. As Steve said, we ain't got time for all that, right? You
We're
come
not.
home.
We're
you
not
work a
taking the time
12-hour
and the
shift.
effort to go to meet someone.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're not
Yeah.
making that time and effort. Why are we not making that time and effort?
1,000 reasons why.
Exactly. And there's always going to be a reason. But
Mhm.
it only takes 5 minutes to go up the road and leave a pecan pie or say, hey, welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Drop
He
a
said,
couple
I'm
of beer
fortunate.
sauce.
I live in a
Or-
great neighborhood.
Or it could be a process of like, how often do you do a barbecue and you invite all your neighbors?
At my house, no, but at my girlfriend's parents' house, they have like 200 people at their house.
Oh, nice.
Okay, nice, nice. So
Are
they
they
still
very
try and
outgoing
adapt
people?
that process.
Yes, it's all
Yeah.
most of it's like their church and like everybody in the church, and then their families like come over, neighbors, and it's chaos. And I go over there and don't know anybody.
Where I used to live, there was 4 houses. So when a new person came in, there was always one house that new people would come in like every 2 years. So you would always just like walk around and say, hello, son, you fancy a beer? Fancy a whiskey? Let's jump a cigar and just relax. We up to you on moving some stuff? I ain't bother, I'll give you on.
Steve, that's awesome. Your community does that.
I can't read that. I'm not even going to bother.
You can't read that?
No,
Yeah.
it's the latest one he just put. He says, I will say when a tragic event occurs, or as in our case, a natural disaster, our local community all stepped up in a huge way for their neighbors, many who
That's amazing.
they have never met. That is huge right there. That you
That is definitely
you live in a good
That's
community.
what happens, yeah.
Yeah.
We said what?
He said, we said Jesus, that's Josephus. We said Jesus, take the wheel, and then we floored it as a community. Hector
Because
said,
everybody's got
extra
Ferraris.
shifts. That's how I
Yep.
got myself in the predicament. But I think we are, even me, I'm not a social butterfly.
No.
My wife is, and a lot of people that I know, I think I'm attracted to people like that are like that. Once you get to know me, though, like I can talk, blah, blah, blah.
Oh
But I think I guess what all I'm trying to say is we want community. We want social gathering. We want that coming together, and like where you were talking about, if you want to speak on it, Greg, where you were talking about going into COVID, that was proof that we needed community, that we needed, when you're, look at all the depression that came from just
Locked up in a house behind a keyboard.
And just can't go anywhere. You can't, whatever
I was
it
still
was.
working and all that.
Yeah, during COVID, I worked, but I had like a main group of like 10 to 15 people. We hung out like almost every day. It was just us, just did whatever we wanted to do. But it's like just our group. We didn't go outside of that
Yeah.
and do other things. But at least I had like a group to like engage and have conversations with and not be stuck in a house. And not many people had that.
No.
A lot of people were just stuck inside the house,
Yeah.
just on
What
their
did you-
Exactly.
online or doing something.
Angel, before COVID, like what were you doing? Like were you going to the cigar lounges and staying locked in on that kind of stuff, or did it
Well,
change during COVID or
before
after?
COVID, is it because when you grow up, when you have kids, you do a lot of things with your kids do. So that becomes your family, your community. So my kids play a lot of travel baseball. Like they're like off for a couple months. So my community was that group of people were traveling up and down the coast, and so I always had people around me, people to do things, people to bounce stuff off, like majority of the time. So really, COVID is like when COVID happened, I still had some of them, but
Yeah.
like I said, I had my little group that I kept to.
Okay.
But,
So
And-
we
but
are.
it is like when you as we get older, like depends how our lives is. You got a significant other, if you got kids, those are the ways you go,
Yeah.
and that becomes your new community. And sometimes you lose whatever community you had before, and you gain a new one, and you do something else.
Yeah.
We adapted.
Yeah, we adapt.
So we are part of the biggest community worldwide.
The Scottish community.
You all probably have a bit of me inside you. I know that.
The-
Uh,
But
No.
we are part
cheeky
of
something.
cheeky something. I bet you do. But we are part of the cigar community and industry.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we are part of the biggest and most recognized socially and statusly community in the world.
Yeah.
And we stick to that. We fight our own battles. We have groups. And our community is one of those communities which
Hector.
is the Mexican community. Hector's not even in touch with that community. He just talks about it.
He
He is
almost
now.
went back
Trust
to that
me.
community.
He is
He
now
went
after
back.
Home Depot.
Oh, yeah.
He actively talks about it, but he still doesn't speak any parts of the language.
Oh, he knows his name.
He knows no.
No.
And like I say, for me now, about the community, like this is my community right here. You guys,
Yeah.
and the group that we've made on this. It's a lot easier for me to hop on, see who's on, because we share something. We have a lot of things in common, but we also are different at the same time, and
Yeah.
we enjoy each other's conversations and friendships we develop. It's a lot easier for me to hop on here than go next door to someone I kind of know or don't know and try to talk to them and hang out with them when we're not just do the same things, enjoy the same things. At least I know here when I come on here, I'm going to know you guys enjoy the same things I enjoy.
Yeah.
Exactly,
So-
because back in that process of what we were saying earlier, is when we were back in our university days and the days in our streets and stuff like that, we adapted around our situation during COVID, other points. We've always adapted. But one of the things like we have now is the opportunity where we don't need to adapt that much anymore. We don't need to turn around and say, okay, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to jump on with these people. You know what? I feel like I want to hang out with someone today. I don't want to be alone. I'm just going to go hang out with a neighbour. No, we have that more of technology has helped us in this way. So this is where technology becomes not a hindrance, but more of a pathway into us being able to be ourselves, a pathway into being surrounded by people who we know are our people at the end of the day. And for example, me, I am probably the one. I've only met 2 of you in person, but I know hundreds of people now. I'm in a massive group with yourselves worldwide with all the process I do, with the travelling I do between my community and the cigars as an industry worker, and just in general, general, my personality, the things I need to do. So yeah, this is now, we don't need to single ourselves out and just make do's and be adapting all the time. We can actually be ourselves, and we can be pricks, we can be brats, we can be, but we know we're in the people that are the same as us.
Yeah. No, I'm
Like our
definitely like,
conversation last night, we can have a good
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely,
That conversation still haunts me.
yes. So for me to go hang out with like,
Deep pulling over. It was
yeah,
deep pulling over and actually getting physically into that whole pattern. I'm like,
yeah, but
this
just
is going to
stay
haunt
away
me.
from it.
Don't lose your
So
train of thought, Greg.
Let's
yeah.
not go into this.
So for me to hang out with like my group of true community of my friends of like, and I'm not saying you guys are something totally beyond something else that, you know, I can't just drive over to you guys. That's plane
Mhm.
rides, right? So for me within my life, what I have done up until I'm 49 years, right? I have to drive to South Lake Tahoe for my brothers and sisters. That is my community that people who I've met in my life that have just been a different part of my life, right? Those are the only people that I hold on to in my life from my past, and one person from Portland, Oregon. That is it. Everybody else I've said goodbye to. It's just who I am. Um, due to reasons, okay, and I'll just leave it right there. But driving 5 hours just to go hang out with someone is not really in an ideal situation for me. Just to hop in a car and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna go take off for the night and come back. That's a 10-hour round trip drive.
Mhm.
Like, no. The community I have found on here, I love to death. Right? This is an amazing thing. I love the community I have found on here. I wouldn't abandon it for anything. You know, I've met such amazing friends on here, and this is an amazing community, right? This is another type of community. I think
find
this
it addicting.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. It is very addicting to be able to say like I know people from many different states. I know, you know, a freak on a leash down in Mexico who's part Scottish. Like that is an amazing thing to say. Um, you know,
Part that did you just call me?
it's you know it's crazy. It really is crazy, you know. And the thing about, to touch on what Jim said, the cigar community is an amazing community to where you can be in a lounge, you can have the richest person and the poorest person sitting in a lounge together having a conversation. And there's not many communities that are out there like that.
Yeah.
Josephus is
Absolutely agree.
saying studies show that 250 is the number of individuals for a community to be the most successful. Tribes of 250 that help out other tribes of 250, but it's 300 conquering. So I'm instead of 250 in communion. So I guess what he's saying, when it gets bigger than that, that's when you start thinking about conquering and doing these things, stuff like
Yeah.
that. Because, and that's depending on the location and the people and all that and the weather and things like that. But you have to, if something happened, just say in the U.S. and the dollar fell tomorrow, if your whole plan is to rely on the government, you're done for.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to rely on yourself and community. You're gonna have to come together and
Yep.
to really make, because what happens, all these shows you see it, what is, I'm trying to think, Homestead, or there's some other thing
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
about communities and stuff, that and people that are coming together, all these, and it builds up, and it's going to get toward, like they've done that throughout history, right? Everything builds up, it's conquered, like he said. You, one wants to conquer this country wants to conquer this, you get these communities, they move away, they separate, yada yada. It's all the, it's just constant up and down,
Yeah.
up and down, up and down, different. um but COVID gave us a really good insight on how, what social
What isolation did?
isolation is, can do when you're
Oh
not
yeah.
able. Think about somebody that's imprisoned and they're put in the hole, away from everybody, away from light, away, and
Solitary
that,
confinement.
yeah, that does a number on you.
To 99% of the people, yes. To that one person, they enjoy that because they know they're safe.
True, I can see
But
that.
even them. Sorry, I grew up in a city that had both prisons and mental facilities. Even that one person, given enough time, will break down. It just may take longer,
That's crazy.
but they may last 2 or 3 times longer in there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do feel like you said, COVID did something because think about it. How many people's jobs became they're working from home now, so they don't get that environment where they used to be in an office, and the kids were stuck at home on a computer, have virtual classes, and that changed them totally. They're different now. It's just the society
Well,
became different after that. So everything was you're just secluded, and some of them are still.
yeah,
They
jobs
haven't
were
gone back
streamlined
to yeah.
too.
They're all streamlined.
Well, what I mean by streamlined is that there's a lot of people that lost their jobs because businesses were forced to look at
Downsize.
everything and
Yeah,
yes, downsize and say we don't need
downsize.
25-30% of this stuff, so you're out, you're out, you're out, and it was crazy. Incentives to stay home versus
yeah,
Yeah.
go to work, you know. Um, but it was, and then when it all was lifted, and sorry, I still work in a grocery store. I deal with awkward social interactions every single day. People will not even say excuse me to get by someone. They just stand there and
yeah.
like
Some,
they're not going to recognize you and give you the right of way. Just say excuse me. Like, we have forgotten to say that in most, there was horns on the shopping carts, they would honk them.
I can see that
I'm not
happening too.
joking. People run
Meow, meow.
into it's crazy. Like, and every day it's just for me, I go in the back room and I'm like, just another reminder, COVID broke people. Like, and I only say that to a couple coworkers, but they're just like, yep, I see it too.
What's D spitting over here? Truth is community. Truth is community follows the same formula as relationships. Community is basically that, but there are a lot of people who don't understand that maintaining a healthy relationship requires work. It's easy to use the community word, but are you willing to put the work in for it? It's deeper than just keeping contact, and that's true. I mean,
Yeah,
that's part of it.
yeah.
It's
Can't be me, me, me. It's
no,
got to
you
be
gotta.
us.
Like I said earlier, we're just some people just became lazy and not putting in the effort.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're just staying to themselves.
You know how when
And
we start talking about, sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're fine. Good.
No, but you know how when we start talking about all of us meeting and when we get a chance to meet in person, because this is great and being on Discord and all this, that's fun. It's all that. But when you actually get a chance to meet in person, it's 100 times different and in for the better. Like there's
Oh
just this
yeah.
Yes.
really great
Oh
because that's
yes.
that connection that you have to feel. Um,
But at the
yeah.
same time, you're like, man, I already know you.
Right. Dang,
I'm
you're
so
shorter
glad I
than
can
that, or taller.
and when I was in, Vegas with, John and Slug, it was just like, man, it is an honor to like physically sit down and have a cigar with you finally,
Hmm.
and just that little note right there. I mean, I already knew everything about him, but it's still just the honor of sitting down with him in the same lounge, having a cigar was just, 400th floor.
Well,
Yeah.
definitely. I agree because I just hung out with Marky from Omerta and Brian. You know what I mean? This past weekend, we had a cigar, went back to his house and enjoyed a couple more cigars and conversation. Like you say, you know them, but it's different to actually meet them and like engage into like a physical conversation, a physical
Yeah.
interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jim, you sure being quiet over there.
I'm contemplating what you're saying and letting you guys talk.
Do we not, you're not understanding what we're talking about, or?
No. I understand what you're talking about. Just letting you guys talk because I've
So,
spoken a lot
Jim,
on it.
where were you at during COVID?
During COVID,
You're in
Mexico.
Mexico?
I was in
So,
Mexico.
how was it down there? Were people still going outside, or was there chaos and the streets were bare?
Streets were bare, man. The streets, it was like a ghost town.
Okay.
It was no cars. Like I live near some of the busiest routes at that time through the roads, and it basically there was nothing. The roads were nobody was out. Everyone was afraid. You could hear people, but you couldn't see them. Uh, People were afraid, and you constantly heard of someone close to you, their friend, passing away because of the thing. I turned off at that time. Like everyone was saying, like your applications of news and all that were just death, toll, everything. New COVID rules. I turned off. I literally at that process turned off my news feeds, political feeds, deleted all of those posts
Mm-hmm.
and that, and secluded myself from that. What I did from there is I secluded myself. I went to, I lived in a small apartment. At that time, I had a roommate. He went to his beach house, stayed, and I had the apartment all myself. And that process, you started understanding, like, for me, I get on with, like, not having people around me. I thrive more when I'm alone. Uh, on business, on different things. I can focus more on everything I've got. Um, and I from there I sorted out a rooftop. I rented the rooftop and started training myself on the rooftop. I started to do exercise, hold little smoking like cigars, drinking whiskey myself, working on my business, like traveling out to my warehouses just like to keep things going, keep working on the things I was doing. And it was for me, it was a time to thrive. But it was eerie at nights. Lots of poverty started to really hit the people who were less off. Lots of
Mm-hmm.
robberies, stuff like that, and places became eerie. Streets became eerie and dark, even though they weren't. You just felt an atmosphere and an energy growing that you could not control.
Well, yeah, you also have, being in Mexico, a lot other
Things to worry
factors
about.
factors that you already have to deal about, regardless if it's COVID or not,
Yep.
that you have to watch out for. I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to mention names. Um, so when people, and I'm trying to get a grasp on Mexico, because here, once people started in the States coming back together, people would seriously scream at you 6 feet if you got too close to them. Was that something that happened in Mexico too?
They would scream at you. They would walk over the street. They had all these daft apparatuses on them. So people started like having they full masks on. Like
Mm-hmm.
it looked like you were back in World War I, World War II, waiting for the gas like waiting for a gas
Yeah.
bomb to go off or mustard gas. People were fully clothed and covered.
Yeah. But if you got too close to them, what was their reaction to you?
Oh, they would either walk off or take a whole bitch fit in front of you.
Okay. So it's similar to what we saw here in the States.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's two sides. There were two. It's like
Yeah.
like Josephus said. You know,
Yeah.
here it was in North Carolina, the
Mass
mask
and no
versus the
mass. Yeah.
unmasked.
I think that was in a lot of states, but I think that right there just helped contribute to the breakdown of community.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
A
It
lot
started
of
separating people.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was the
A lot
final
of community.
straw. That was the final straw where people started to look out and say, you know what? Yeah, I didn't need to be there. I made myself available for you.
but now I don't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. So I was kind of, I didn't want to get political, but I was just trying to think
No,
of
no.
something. Like when you get in the mask versus the unmasked, that is, you can just say politics don't even play a really. I think you can just say that's a personal opinion on how you felt about the mask versus, and then that becomes into where if you have this community, now you have COVID, and now you got masks, like you just said, the mask. Now that's the community is splitting, and
Yeah.
and then it could do a lot more splitting, even within that. But even the person that may not have been on the mask or for the mask, and then now, well, people are dying now. Now we want the mask, and or we don't want the shot, or we do take the shot, or blah blah. It just there was so much involved in those communities. A lot of communities split. Maybe they're getting back together, but I know for us as cigar smokers and things like that, we were trying to figure out ways to get back into a community or something. I don't know. I don't know. Do you think that what we're doing, and I kind of want to touch on community spotlight with that in a minute. So, like what we're doing in with cigars and our discords and the Instagram lives, like I said, it's addicting for me to be able just to come on. Like I miss you
Yeah.
guys. Like, damn, I didn't get on last night. I wonder what they did. I wonder what they talked about. Whatever. But where was I going with that? So like, like did why was that because we needed that sense of community that we're doing that, or is it because is it like all the above, like the networking, the community part of it, the like-minded people, is that why we do it, or is that why communities are
Well,
together, or because we're helping each other, or
I feel it's
it started off,
all the
Angel.
above. I do feel it's all the above because like this is what we do. We like-minded people. We're also networking. We're also enjoying each other's company. We're becoming friends. We're all over the place. You're in Texas. He's in California. He's in Mexico. I'm in New Jersey. You don't. We don't get that just going to the lounge. You know what I mean? We don't get the what's going on around the world like firsthand. This way, we're
Mhm.
getting opinions and what's going on in your area. What's going on? I probably know more about you guys than the guy next door or an actual friend of mine. You know what I mean? Like I feel that this whole thing has been great for me. Like, I feel like I've been in this community has been very positive. Like I've met so many people, and I feel like it's only been thriving
Yeah.
in our community.
I mean, we have our issues, but
Oh
we're
yeah,
all trying
Well,
to,
every community does.
yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Everybody. Best friends have their issues. Mother
Hmm.
daughters, father sons have their issues. But yes,
Yep.
touch off what Angel said. Yeah, I mean, this is to me, this is the new version of a lounge. It's the virtual lounge. Um, yes, still fun to go in physically and do it, but as I think what Stephen was saying is that we don't have time for shit anymore. So this is our new virtual lounge. People are starting to
Definitely
appreciate.
easier. Hmm.
Yeah, people are starting to appreciate. I'm a backyard smoker. I'm not gonna lie. I'm fucking sitting in my backyard
Uh,
right now. I love it. Pull the gym, and or my front porch. I love it. I'm at peace by myself. I can throw on some, Sergio Mendez or whatever I want to listen to. If I don't want to be with it, sometimes I want to do
exactly.
that. It pulled me out of a dark time
And
with my
it's just a
seizures,
button.
We've
and I
we've
can
created
jump
our
on and be with the crew and find out what's going on. Um, you know,
we've
it's everything.
we've created this environment now where we are okay and comfortable just being ourselves. We like interaction with our friends and stuff like that. We enjoy it. We thrive for it. But we have built the whole situation now. For example, we are focused on the art of what we do and the factor of we love just to be in our minds, going through that little effects of getting out our stuff, bringing out our ashtrays, clean, bringing out our accessories,
Let me grab one more.
going to our,
Apologies.
going to our going to our humidifier, picking up the cigar that we think we're going to like that today, going to our locker, picking out the whiskey we want, the wine, the beer, whatever, and going out to our favourite spot or sitting on our favourite couch or our favourite area and slowly taking that time to ourselves to sit, adjust, pick up our cigar, cut it, go through our whole
Yeah.
ritual, and then from
That
there enjoy it.
it slows us down. That's what allows us to slow down and make time. Because you're gonna be if you're gonna smoke a cigar, you're at least an hour, and you're gonna do something. Unless you just there's sometimes I go out there on my back porch, if I'm in the pool or on the back porch, whatever, or in here, and just I'm like, I'm just gonna look at videos. I'm just gonna play games on my phone and smoke a cigar, and just be by myself. And sometimes I'm satisfied with that. And sometimes it's just part of being. I don't
Yeah.
know. So tell us if any of what we've kind of discussed, like the community spotlight that you got, you and Angel, Greg, you and Angel do. What is, did it start out one way and it's kind of changing into something else, or is it kind of still along the same things? And like, what is the, like the main thing that community spot? I know like you're, spotlighting brands and things like that, but what
It, it,
more to it than that?
it's more to it than that. Um, Boutiques have a very, very challenging road to make community even know who they are, number
Mm-hmm.
one. Um, and it's helped creating a community to recognize that there's a ton of stuff out there, that there are stories behind these owners. Um, it's not just about, hey, we're spotlighting this company. For me personally, it's not just that. Um, and yes, we have the greatest Joe made utensil sponsor there is, but it's helping create these stories and these networks and opening eyes to what is really out there, you know. For me, getting to know people, right? Building a stronger community. I mean, I've talked to so many owners and got to know them, and I never thought I would actually have longer conversations with. And then after the lives, Angel and I still talk to them. They
Yeah,
still
like
message us, and it's amazing because it's like we just community.
sometimes the behind the end show is longer than the
Yeah,
live that
yeah,
you
yeah. And it's, you know,
did.
for all you reviewers out there, we don't ask for free stuff. Um, we support 100%. They're small business. Um, it's just, it's the heart and soul and the love of the industry, really. It's that lounge life talking. Um, we're sitting here right now, and I'm like, if we were in a lounge, I'd be like, Randy, what have you had lately that I don't know about that I should try? That's really what this is about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, For, Angel, what about you?
Like you said, a lot of what you said, but we're talking to these owners, but they're regular people just like us.
Yeah,
We're letting them tell their story,
yeah,
how they how they became a business owner, and the struggles they went through, and
yep,
letting people know they're real people just like
yeah,
us. That
yep,
there's challenges they face that we face in our lives, and we try to involve the people in the chat and everything in the community, to ask questions, whatever it is, no matter what it is. We just try to get together and merge a brand to the consumer and let them see what each other brings to the table. That's what
yeah,
we're there for.
Yep. It's like
yeah.
Yep, I agree.
Josephus says, Greg hit on it earlier. You guys in this community have pulled me out of some really dark places. For that, I'll be forever grateful.
Well, thank you, Josephus. That means
Yes.
a lot to us.
Same
It
here.
really does. It's pulled me out of a dark place too. So thank you.
It's helped me plenty of times.
It's crazy that something tangible
Mm-hmm.
that can bring so many people together. I think, because when I first started smoking, I started smoking because I was kind of getting into it, right? But I had know nothing about it. I was just smoking cigars. And then you start getting on social media and you start finding people that are more into it. So everything you've done in your past, whether it's 20 years ago or whatever, then all of a sudden
Mm-hmm.
now you're in a place where you have a community to where you
Yeah.
can learn and talk about it and just grow as a community, the cigar
Yeah.
community. And there's just so much you could. People ask me all the time, how can you just, what do y'all do? Like when I start telling them about, like, man, you want to get on our Discord? What do y'all do? And I said, do you smoke cigars? They're like, no. Well, you probably won't like it, but maybe you would just
Yeah.
like the camaraderie and stuff about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you do you drink whiskey or anything like that? Because
Yeah.
that's kind of what it's around. Is
Yeah.
maybe a few drinks and smoking a cigar. If you're not interested in none of that, you may or may not be interested in joining that. But
Yeah.
and then they'll say, well, how can you just sit on there and talk about cigars every night for hours? Well,
There's a lot to learn.
do you smoke cigars? No. Well, then you won't understand.
Well,
How
how
can you
many
sit
how
and talk about cars all day long? It's
Well,
the
yeah,
same thing.
exactly.
Yes, it's the
or
same
It's
how
thing.
many
all
how many of you have friends who don't smoke, or wives or significant others who don't smoke, don't do it, and they turn around and say, "What do you talk about for so long?"
Oh, that's cool. Said
Or how many times?
community on both. Sorry, Jim. Go ahead.
Or how many times do you go see your friends and you go just to you go you just sit, you're there for hours, you're there for like hours and hours, and you're just chewing the fat, enjoying smoking, and in some cases not talking about anything, just
Yeah.
enjoying the fact of talking crap sometimes.
Yes,
But
but
and
how
every
much,
and every, mhm.
Jim? How much education has each one of us, and including everybody who's not here right now and within our,
Mm-hmm.
our community, have we learned from? We've gotten smarter from. We've piqued interest of, I need to go do some more research on that. That is like a nightly thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Because we
Is it
better
like
ourselves in
how
the
many times did
process.
Jim help us out? You know what I mean? Doing our whiskey pairings and stuff like that. The knowledge we gained from that, how to get everything out of a drink,
That, yeah,
is mind blowing.
yeah.
You would have
Yeah.
never expected it, but he breaks it down. We're being educated every time we do it. We're doing something different. He's teaching us something. This is what we do in our community. We learn from each other and
We
give
just got to stop
what
using
Exactly.
we've
Jim
learned in
Beam.
our lives.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the beauty of it. We're
Yeah.
all there growing together.
Mm-hmm. What community should be doing? Growing
Exactly.
together. Yes.
Your community should grow with you, around you. It shouldn't be that you grow enough so much that you have to start looking to go where you go next. And that's the adaptation and the beneficial process of the community that we're in. We are in an actual community that constantly grows, that constantly adapts, but we adapt with it because we learn, we advance, we grow with that whole environment.
Yeah.
I was thinking earlier that, man, we should probably keep this around an hour, but it's like, bro, this conversation is just now starting to get good. Like this, we're
Yeah.
starting to
We're
wrap it
here
up.
until you
Yeah.
say no, Randy. We're thankful. Thank you for having us on as guests. So
Hmm.
thank you.
Yes,
It's a
thank you.
pleasure to have you guys.
No, that it was perfect, right? Like it's
I mean,
perfect
it's been so
community
long
with
since I
community
spoke to you.
spotlight. It just fit in with, it just fit in with you guys' profile, with what you guys are doing on YouTube and or what you're doing with social media, should I say, with the community spotlight. And that's what it's about. It's about community and this community. And there's a lot of topics and y'all feel free to jump in anywhere, chat. Y'all got something you want to talk about or bring up, man. And I appreciate the
My favorite. If you got questions, throw them out too.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I
You're
appreciate
just
It's a community.
you're just important to everyone else. You know what I mean? You're part
Yeah.
of this community.
Yeah.
matter of fact,
You're
Steve and Colleen, if I don't know if you guys, I can't remember if you guys drink, but if you drink, you should definitely try. Tomorrow, we're having an immersion with Jim on Discord, on Jim's Discord, and we're doing 1792, the dark
The
maroon
small batch.
small batch.
small
And
batch.
if you haven't done an immersion experience with whiskey before, man, you guys, if you want to really go down a rabbit hole with some whiskey, Jim got me drinking scotch. And I'm just saying it because she says, "Oh, we drink." If you like whiskeys, or if you're not sure, or maybe if you drink like you don't drink it neat, or if you drink it neat, all the better.
Let me grab a glass.
There's been folks this will be the third or the fourth one, Jim.
This is the third immersion. You're saying
third,
you're
yeah.
thinking
The first
fourth
two was
because
Scott.
we've done a couple of things like ourselves
Right,
and stuff
right.
like that, but this is the third actual immersion. So the first one we done Glenlivet. The second one we did Glenmorangie,
Glenmorangie.
and now we're going into 1792.
So we went from scotch to whiskey, but there's been a couple people on each experience where they've had where they had whiskey because they didn't have the scotch. And
Yeah, they've jumped in. They've jumped
well,
in.
like Brandon drinking the same whiskey
What-
for 10 years or longer, and all of a sudden he's like, bro, and Sam too, like, I've never tasted that
I heard
let's
before.
go in-
scotch.
Yeah, no,
let's go. Let's
uh-huh.
go. Let's
green.
go into this. Let's go into this. So the other day, Angel and yourself tried. Angel told me this like separately, but the other day, Randy, you tried Eagle Rare, and you remember how that drink was to you before. But
Absolutely.
now that you've started actually understanding notes, how to drink, how
It was
to enjoy,
night
I was
and day different.
night and day comparison. Angel the other day said to me, "This rum that he normally drinks all the time is completely different to him now because the
Yeah, wow.
expressions are there for him now because he knows what expressions he's looking for. He can actually pick out a note of a barrel of a different kind of aging process. I'm going to be.
Drinking 1792 right now.
I'm going to
If
have
you
some
got-
of this now.
If you guys, Steve and Colleen, if you guys want to get
We're gonna do a
into
little
that,
Frank August.
message me
Oh,
on
nice.
YouTube, and I'll send you the Discord link. Tomorrow, it is what time, Jim? It is 7
It's 6
o'clock.
o'clock my time, so 7 o'clock your time.
7 o'clock
Randy?
Central Time is what time we're doing it with 1792, and it is on Discord. I'll have to send you the link to get in there if you haven't ever been on, but it's it's a really.
I'm
cool
actually going to
experience.
do another post of that today. I just remembered to do the post.
Yep. We were just talking about Sam. Sam knows
What's up, Sam?
What's
that,
up, Sam?
what we were talking about with that.
Mhm.
And Sam
Which
has his
ones?
own podcast going on now, and hey, check
I
him out.
saw that, man.
Yeah,
He's doing great things there. I enjoy
he
it.
is.
It's something
Yeah.
different.
Yep.
It took me totally off guard. Like, I'm like, that's Sam?
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
bro, that's some chop,
I enjoy it.
man.
I enjoy it.
And just starting out, man, it'll get better and better and better.
Yep.
Yep.
How has each of you grown, both with your cigar palate and personally, from the first cigar, if you remember your first? I think my first cigar was back in the 80s, probably a Swisher Sweet. I know I probably smoked a bunch of, what do you call them, damn Black and Milds. I mean, those are my kind of first cigars, and I thought I was killing it, boy.
Oh,
I thought I was killing it with those cigars, and then you go a long time, and then
nice, Sam.
it was
Just got done
93.
recording.
93 was probably my ace cigar. It probably was a junk cigar because I got it out of the hospital, gift shop. It's a girl cigar, you know, and uh, but over the years, you know, I would say in the last 5 to 6 years, it's 6 years ago is probably when I started smoking more, and or 6 to 8 years ago, and then the last 4 years it's gotten more, and then the last 3 years it's really picked up. So, I mean, I think it's just you just learn to answer your question, uh, Christy. It's just your palate just grows, man, and you get it's like that immersion experience. And when you're in this community, and different people will tell you if you want to know, people are going to tell you how they enjoy a cigar, what they get out of it. Some people don't retro. I feel like if you really want to taste a cigar, you should learn the retro. It really can open up. There's a lot of things in that immersion experience, which is the same way on your palate. What do you,
Mm-hmm.
Angel? What about you, man? With that question?
So like when I first started smoking, really you're just smoking just to, I'll say I'm smoking a cigar. You're not really getting anything out of it. You're just doing it because you're doing it. As the years, like especially the recent years, you start wanting to know what is a cigar? What's it made out of? What are you
Mm-hmm.
getting out of it? You know, people are talking about all these different notes. Like, am I getting something similar?
What's up, John?
And the different types of wrappers and the different binders and fillers are like how it changes the whole entire
Mm-hmm.
cigar. Like you want to educate yourself, so you start to enjoy the cigar. Not only enjoy the cigar, but educate yourself and actually learn what the cigar is.
Yeah.
It's like who knew, right? Like, so I'm sure y'all have heard this, and then I want to get to Greg and
Hmm.
uh, Jim about it. But who knew when we're smoking cigars and you? I've been into a lounge. Matter of fact, I took my cigars to a lounge and I heard a guy asking, "What do they taste like?" And the owner joked, "It tastes like tobacco,"
No.
which is true. If you
Mm.
just smoke, it is true. It
Yeah.
tastes like
Yeah.
tobacco. But there is something, and that's what cigars tasted like to me. They just tasted like burnt tobacco.
Yep.
But something happened along the way.
True.
Like, why am I now tasting this sweet dried fruit, this honey, this all these different flavors that there are certain cigars that are just out
Yeah.
of this world delicious.
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah,
what about
it's like
you?
those that one cigar that just changed your mind the whole entire
Yeah.
time. Like, oh shit, there's more to this cigar. And like, I didn't
Yep.
know that this can be imaginable, and this is what it is. It's sometimes it just takes that one cigar.
Yeah.
And you're
Go
forever
go
chasing.
ahead, Greg. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So for me, I had a seizure, crashed my car. Long road process. Everybody was fine. Nobody hurt. I was not hurt. Hereditary seizure. Everything's fine. Um, through having medications, when you have seizures, frontal lobe does weird shit. That was where
Hmm.
mine was at. I started eating stuff, and I would turn to my girlfriend and be like, "Is there this in here?" And my girlfriend would look at me. She like, "Where's this coming from?" "Yeah, this is in here. You've never said that before." So I started having cigars, and I started tasting stuff. So to me, when I had my seizures, it rewired my brain a little bit differently. And I started tasting stuff. Um, but also my passion changed a little bit more about cigars. I started caring more about the blends, the flavors. I just didn't want to sit around and just have one. I wanted to enjoy one. I
Hmm.
wanted to know what I was having. Um, for the first, before I knew anybody, um, I would write down my notes and then I'd go look it up, see how close I got. Um, so things change in my brain, physically and chemically and all that stuff from having the seizures. And I think for me, that's what helped me personally transition into detecting flavors, both my brain changing as well as me wanting to be in it to win it, as you would as
Hmm.
say, um, to be able to sit down because at first I was very cautious. I'd have one, so I really wanted to enjoy that one. I really wanted to indulge in the whole process and appreciate it. I only get this much because of what I have, my hereditary seizure. So guess what? I appreciate every single sip. Sometimes this takes me 3 hours because I want to appreciate it. In my 20s, I'd be a different story. Cheers.
Cheers, Longe.
Slange boys.
Slange.
You know,
So
that's
yes.
yeah, that's you're saying that's all that's what you if you pour, that's it. That's what
Yeah.
you sip on. When
2,
we were
maybe possibly 3. That's it.
when we were in well, it's been a month ago on the 17th of July, I think it was, we were at Ralphie's place in San Antonio.
17th of July, yep.
And we had Jim's scotch was there, and there was 20 something little pours.
Can we just remove him right now since he's talking about
But that whiskey was so freaking good
That's what I've heard.
that you just sipped on it. I think it was Pete that took over 2 hours
Yeah.
to complete it because he did it. That's all we had.
Wet the
And
palate and that's
so
it.
good, and
Yeah.
you enjoy. You're enjoying the whiskey, you're enjoying the cigar, you're enjoying the community, the people that you're there with. I've got something I'm trying to pull up here because this is for our viewing pleasure here. Let me I think I have to put it into a
Angel on timeout.
folder. Oh, what happened? He popped out, didn't he?
Maybe. It's all right. He's been a busy man.
Let me see. I want to pull up these two.
We started talking about the 38-year-old and says, I've not tried this. No, I'm going.
Nor have I.
Oh gosh, man. It's coming soon, man. Coming soon.
Rub it in.
How do I do this?
You actually have a small taster coming to you, Greg, because you're one of the group that hasn't tried it.
I love you. If I haven't told you that.
Me and John, when we were on with you, and after you went off, we got on and spoke about it, and we're going to send you one out so you can try it.
I appreciate you. Yeah. I'll try it with you guys on.
Yeah, that would be amazing, man.
Yes, I will. So you can see me cry.
I know
What's
I
up,
know
Mike?
Angel hasn't tried it as well, so we'll need to work on that, getting him one too. But he's going to have a
John
bottle
said
close
one's
to
on the
him
way.
soon.
It wasn't 14K. This was the 38. That was about what, a few hundred a shot, a few hundred a pour, something like that. 300 a pour, or was it 500 a pour?
It's let me do the math.
I'm gonna say 275 a pour.
While you're doing that, since I know
Oh no, it's
Alex,
it's 350, 380 a pour.
okay, Alex is on here, so I wanted to.
What up, Alex?
I think Hector made this, and I was like, bro, that looks like him, right?
Don't, bro,
Yep.
don't. No, bro, come on.
But then Hector sent me this, and I was like, your Discord name of Pimp Daddy Jim.
I seen this. It even has the tattoos like I have. It looks so like me. I'm like, shit.
Bro, you look pretty dapper. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But his, man, I'm like, okay, there we go.
Christy, thank you for those kind words. That's very nice of you. Oh, wow.
Oh, you did get it. Truly, this is what makes community what it is. Listening to the stories of each other and making it. That is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Bro, it's got my fans and everything.
Oh man, I'm sorry to get us off course here.
Hector's been searching. He's took that picture off of my Hector took that picture off my Instagram.
That's a real picture?
Converted it. That's a real picture.
Show us the real picture.
I'll show you the real picture right now.
Can he show it?
Yeah, I can show it.
I don't have them on my computer right now, but I've got
You're all
some
good.
great pictures of. Um,
We
yeah.
know you've got great pictures of me that you've been putting out there.
Yep.
Up, Angel popped off
Huggy
again.
Bear Jim. That's right.
Huggy Bear Jim.
Filmo Jim.
And he is putting the work in, bro. Let's see. I'm trying to get rid of these records.
So this is the original.
Oh, okay.
That's funny.
Yeah, that looks great like that, man.
So
Good.
I don't know if should I change the subject back to community.
You're good, man. Whatever.
Whatever you want to do, man.
Well, because we were focusing on community, so
Yeah, let's keep it that way.
instead of pink fur coats that Jim's going to go buy now.
I digress.
Bro, I used to have like a pink
I
shirt.
know.
I looked the bomb in it.
What is so this is for the three of you. What is one thing that you feel needs to happen to change to make more positive for the community? As we've talked about, COVID kind of broke people. What is one thing, Stephen mentioned that we're really busy. We don't have time for this, but what is one thing that each of you feel that could help make that change, or that, what was the word that you said? Jim, not change, but
Adapt.
adapt.
It's emulsifying the whole process. But
Yes,
it's basically it's adaptation between us. It's
the
adaptation
adaptation,
of us.
or the change. What is one thing that you feel that could, by doing this as a herd or a community, that could help push it back towards
I
the
think
network?
I think if you look at it as a whole, I think, and we got to say the world, right? Not just our country.
You could call it out for your neighborhood to start,
Well,
because sometimes things are good to start small, or you could go with the world, wherever you want to go, Randy.
I may be getting in or thinking too deep, but I'm thinking that we need to quit being so damn divisive. It
How do you mean by
wholeheartedly,
divisive? What do you mean by divisive?
like division, like things being politics getting in the way of everything. Are not people are not sitting down again on the porch swing. They're not sitting.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you that somebody that gets angry at an Instagram or social media post because it's not how they feel about politically. If you take all of that crap out of it and you actually sit down one on one where you're not behind a keyboard and you're able to have that community and that structure there and actually sit down and talk to people that are open minded, you can be this way and this person can be this way.
Yeah.
And not a lot of it has to do with age and experience and where you've been and where you're going
Yeah.
and knowledge. And if you feel this strongly about it, tell me why you feel this strongly
Yeah.
about it. I'll tell you why I feel this strongly about it. And at the end of it, be able to say, maybe it's going to be like I agree to disagree with you. But people are so quick to get
Judgmental.
mad and judgmental about certain things politically. And I think that
Mm-hmm.
politics and I'm a Christian, but the politics and religion are the worst thing to try to bring up in the cigar community unless everybody is like-minded. If you're in
Yeah.
a group that you feel comfortable talking about that, there's nothing wrong with talking about it,
Yeah.
but be mindful of who else is around so you're not screw all the hurt feelings and stuff like that. We all have feelings, right? But don't be so offended by everything and don't jump out. I don't know. I'm getting on a soapbox. I don't
No,
even
that's
know
fine.
where I'm
But
going, but it's kind of all over the place.
I think to sum up what you're saying, Randy, is, and I'll take it out of politics. If I only listen to rap music and you only listen to country, I should be able to still sit on your front porch swing,
Yeah,
and be able to sit down and have a conversation with you, and not be like, I'm not sitting down with you because I don't listen to country. And I see some of that.
because if you take the music aspect out of our conversation,
Yeah.
what do we have in common? This
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
focus on the things that actually matter.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
the end
Get
of the day,
get to
not
know
all the
people.
BS.
Yeah.
Yeah, get to know people for who they are, not because people will are, and I'm guilty of it. I'm better in my older age, but we're
But are you taking
so
the
judgmental.
politics out of things? Sorry for butting in.
Oh, you're
Are
good.
you taking the politics out of
It's
it?
any subject matter that you disagree on.
Are you taking the debate? Because that's two different things. Because what you brought up and what you've all only been talking about, you've only touched on politics, but you brought more about the right to debate and talk freely.
Well, I just think politics kind of is a broad statement. Politics and religion has always been
Because
that broad.
politics and religion have always been there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wars have been fought for the different views and different processes, which no one
Exactly what
debated.
you're saying.
Jim, I think
Um,
why he brought those up is because those become the two most heated debates
And
and
the most
people cannot
divisive
see
in our
across the
communities.
table is why he brought that up. Um, that's my viewpoint on that. Um,
I'm not
where
religious. I'm not
I'm not
religious in any way,
religious,
so
and I will say
Yeah,
for
that
me
and
I
it's
hate
always.
I
I
hate
know
all
that.
politicians. So
And I don't
it's
I work with politicians a lot.
Yeah.
I still have a lot of contacts in politics, but I don't follow it. I don't. I vote for same thing. I voted for years, and it's on my political views. But and I'm not going to go into that. But at the end of the day, I don't talk about it. I don't talk. Have you ever heard me talk about politics?
No, I don't think I have. Other
no,
than
no,
Have you
just
ever
country stuff.
heard me talk about religion?
no.
Have you ever heard told me about talk about race?
No, I think Josephus, put that back up what
Yeah,
Josephus said.
yeah,
I think he nailed what he summed up what Randy said, that we fight over the one or two things that are differences, but we
yeah.
don't spend time on getting to talk about the many things that we share together, right?
And this
And
is where I'm
that's
going. This is where I'm going.
yeah,
This is where I'm going. So we're taking on subjects which emotionally hit us, and we fight on those subjects, but we don't actually make a conscious debate about it.
well, it's not the conscious debate, it's the focusing on the two things that we disagree the most on, and not saying, oh, do you like NASCAR? I like NASCAR. Oh yeah, you like NASCAR? Let's talk NASCAR. We don't, and then we don't get into NASCAR. We only talk about the two things that we disagree on the entire time, right?
Okay.
You and I
Okay.
are like, oh, so I'll just give an example here, right? You like
Way to kill.
Gatorade and I like soda, right? And that's all
Okay.
we focus on is that right there. But then we go to find out we both love scotch. We never get to the scotch. We
Because
just are stuck
Because we're stuck in all the
stuck
negative. We're
hard-headed.
stuck in the
on the
negative.
negative. Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Angel,
So,
good answer.
so
Same
for
question
me,
to you. Yes.
I
What's
think
the one
we
thing?
should bring more positivity into all this negative, spread more positivity.
So I heard more
So reach out to
positivity.
someone
Okay.
and yeah, bring positivity into this negative world. And so reach out to someone, you know what I mean? Yeah, talk to them.
You're
You
going
never know if
robotic.
you're going through something negative. Am I still?
A little bit, but we
Little
heard
bit.
you
little
said
bit.
you know, be more bring more positivity into this world instead of negativity.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
you know, give a compliment to someone, or am I still breaking up?
No, you're
No,
good.
you're good.
Now you're.
You know,
It was good.
It's like
we'll,
it's like
leave it
that.
as that then.
It's like the old days when we used to have the TV aerial. You would always tell someone to go over and touch it, and then say, "Stay there, don't move, don't
Put your
touch
leg up,
shit.
Jim. Put your leg up. Put your leg up, Jim.
Don't touch anything now. Just stay there."
Yes. All right. So you're saying bring more positivity into conversations in life and spend less time on the negativity. He's out. Jim.
Come back.
So
I
your
would-
one input that if you could implement one thing for people to say, hey, let's try this for day-to-day life, that we can try to become a better community, what would that be for you?
I reach out to people So if I don't hear or see someone in our community and stuff like that for a while, I'll reach out to them. I'll reach out and say, "Hey, you okay?" Or I'll try calling, but if I don't get a call, if I didn't go through, I'll send a message or a voice note and or a video, and I'll say, "Hey, I haven't seen you on. Just wondering if you're okay. I'm here. If you need to talk, whatever."
Yeah.
And in another process, like, I'm an
Chad can answer
outsider.
this too. Sorry.
I'm
Go
an
ahead.
outsider to most
Yes,
of this,
yes.
and like I just like the factor of like that we debate more about things that are positive, and we start. I agree with Angel. We focus on so much stuff that's negative in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
We forget to look at the. Look, for me, I always try to.
It's easy.
For
Yeah,
example,
it's very easy to. Yes.
for example, it's so easy to get caught up in the negative. For example, you all know a couple of months ago, I had a massive incident at my warehouse and lost
Yep.
a lot of product.
Lightning strike.
Yep.
For me,
Jim
I
farted.
took my, I, gas leak. And from there, I took a couple of days off. I took a couple of days off from social media because I had to focus on my stuff. And everyone reached out to me, and that was great for me. And that was like showing of community. And then when I came on, like I literally like I smiled. At the end of the day, like when people were calling me, and they're like, a couple of them turned around and said, because I made jokes about it. I'm like, shit, this has had to happen. I made jokes, and I was just looking for the silver lining because at the end of the day, like, yeah, it hurt me. I'm doing it. I found out now that it's financially hit me a bit more than I wanted. So now I'm doing things to help fix that. But I always just look for the silver lining. I got my process up, and that's something I always try and do is look for the silver lining. Fuck, if people talk bad about me, I don't really care. I will say, oh, look, well, people are talking about
A
me.
little late, Randy. A little
Oh,
late.
wait, sorry.
So
I was
Jim,
just telling.
Jim, hit pause for 1 second. Everybody who's watching right now in chat, if you have that one thing that you have, please put it in chat because
Absolutely.
Randy can throw it up on screen. I'd love to hear everybody's
Mhm.
input on this because you are also part of this community and you have input in
In
this
conversation. Yep.
conversation as well too.
And that's exactly where I'm going to the next one. Not one man or woman's problem is bigger than the other person's. You should always be empathetic to everyone and be able to turn around and say, "Okay, guys, let's see how we get through this. Let's make jokes about it. Let's look into positivity in this. Hey, but you're getting old. But you were always that kind of daft looking way anyway, son."
Yeah. I have mine, but I don't know if I should say it.
Okay, now you, Greg. What would you say?
Quit trusting the damn government because they really don't give a rat's ass about you.
Nope.
You're better with the community.
The government.
They're just used car salesmen. That's all they are.
Oh,
I don't care. I don't care what side of the table they're on.
Oops. I was
Yeah.
trying to
Government have made me and John spoke about this the other day.
Yeah.
Government
They're used
made
car
us
salesmen.
Government made us do lots of things for Queen and country.
Yeah. Yeah. Every society has it that's set up. They only want you for one thing, and that is a vote.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Once you vote, they're done with you.
And we turned around the other
Used.
day. And we came down to the conclusion: was what we did actually for benefit of country? Might have been benefit for politics and stuff like that, but where did we gain from it? Nothing.
Well, you get it. People are the people are weaker when they are divided, and the more they can divide the people, the better. That's why
Dang.
I don't fall into any of that shit. Like, I
But
my
you come
dad-
across a great
my
point as a
dad is
united
very
process.
my dad is very political, and I tell him every day I don't trust any of those people, and they all suck. I'm with the community.
But how many people do you know are warped and all about that, and they can't actually build a proper?
Hold on. What Josephus is saying, you kind of keep me down. You kind of keep me down. He's trying to.
You can't keep me down.
Yeah,
And yeah,
yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. You have to have a
Yes.
community for that. It is
Yes.
that balance. It's that.
Yes. And
balance
Alex,
is
thank
what
you
you
for
put in
being
your
part of the
life.
HERF because you are a respected brother. So thank you. But yeah, there's no one solution or answer or statement that is going to solve this stuff.
No,
It's
this is the point of this
yeah.
conversation. No, this topic is one of those topics that is never actually going to have a straight answer. It's one of those things that is different for everyone. We've
It
all,
is.
between the four of us, we've all came up with four different answers because it's what resonates to
Yeah.
us. So that resonation is something that we focused on and seen, and it's because it hits to us when those things happen, and it's something that we try
Hmm.
and applicate. We try and keep those things going, but we also see the flaws in ourselves and the flaws in the process.
Yeah.
So if we could be more active and see our flaws and see where
Yeah.
things are going wrong and actually focus on those, we would be a far more united community instead of everyone just nitpicking and bullying and trying to get it. Don't get me wrong. Another day I looked at a thing like, what's the meaning of a brother to you?
Hmm.
And they turned
What's the
around
meaning
and
of a brother? A Scottish man in socks. I'm kidding. Meaning of a brother is someone who's and this goes, brother or sister.
Mhm.
Someone who's always there for you, whether you're at your weakest point or your strongest point. They're always there for you. They're family. And that's whether you're blood or not.
Yeah.
That's one part. Yep.
It's not financially. It's
Mhm.
mentally. It's everything but money.
Yep. Angel.
Time is the most valuable.
Yeah.
I just gotta piggyback off of Greg. It's like someone is there for you no matter what, and
Okay.
no matter what you're going through, what's going on in your life, you can reach out to them, and they're going to help you out with just
Okay.
with a
So
conversation.
Randy.
The problem may always be. Wait, put that back up. I think the problem may always be there, but if each person does a small part, it would make it better for everyone. Yeah, that's well said.
Mhm. Randy.
I think it's just somebody that you can lean on when you need to. When you need
You
when you
all
just
make great points.
Yeah,
a bad day, right?
yeah,
Like
You
everything
all
that
make
they've
great
done.
points.
Yeah.
yeah.
And what is that leaning between us all? So we all pick on each other.
I don't.
No, I don't either.
Angel and I are
But
the two nicest people in here. Come on now.
this literally the facial expression of please.
Just so everybody watching knows that Angel and I are probably the two most sarcastic people in the group.
No.
Oh, this is for everybody watching that doesn't know us. Except for when we do our show, we are probably downright professional when we do our show. But when we get on things like Discord or watching Randy's show with Jim on there, we are hecklers. We are
In
the
the
two
comments.
old
Oh yeah.
Muppets. We are the two old Muppets in the
Yeah.
upper deck.
That's a good way to put it. The old
Yes, we are
dudes
the
in the
Muppets
Muppet.
in the upper deck, the two old dudes heckling everybody. Yes,
So
that is us.
and
But it's all
that's
done from love. It's all done
but
from love.
and there's where I'm going. That's that process. So we can hit. So a brother, a blood. You put the first word, a blood, and a blood doesn't need to be your actual blood, but it's someone who will spill blood for you. It's someone who will share blood with you. So the fact that it's someone who will bully you and push you, they will make you go higher. They will know you're down, and they will bring that subject up just to piss you off and touch nerves.
Yeah.
And they'll probably hit you. They'll probably do the process. They'll do something that will be like, I'm going to get you back.
Yeah.
But it's that person who pushes you to be bigger, to rise,
Yeah.
to evolve. And that's someone who's always going to be there in your life. So it's someone that you can fight with, you can argue with, you can push, you can shove, you can bicker with.
but it's someone who is always going to be there. And it's always that process where you're always going to be laughing and smiling at the end.
Mm-hmm. I
It's
mean,
not all-
I have a good buddy in Portland. He'll like, if he's in a bad mood, he'll tell me "F you," and I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude, cool.
You do that to me all the time.
Tomorrow we'll talk, and you'll be like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's just the way it is. Like, I don't look at it as he really means that. He's just having a bad day today, and he just needs to say some stuff to get off his chest, and he'll feel better after all that. Then cool. If I'm the outlet,
Exactly.
I'm the outlet, and I'm glad I can be that for them. You know?
Yeah, we all have our own cross to bear, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like we all have our own issues. Sometimes we
You know, when I
put 'em
see
on
men-
this, when I
How
see
many
this from
of-
someone,
sorry.
I'm number one. That's the way I look at that.
How many of you all notice that we all, as men, we all vent more and we share more feelings than we ever did before?
Oh, you never knew some of the punk rock girls I knew in my life. You would run, Jim.
I've never ran in my life. I maybe ran towards, but I've never ran away.
No, you trust me. As soon as they said "oi," you were like, "Where's the door?"
Or
They
what's that?
were ready to
what's this
smash
part?
bottles.
What's that American part? Mir. No, you Mir.
No.
What do you think when it comes to community? And we've kind of touched on it, and maybe this is a stupid question, really, but
No.
what's one thing that can tear apart a community? You know what I mean? Like you have a community, whatever type of community that you're envisioning in your
That's a
head, whether
deep-ass
it's a
question.
group of people, a whole town, or a whole 200 people at your father-in-law or your girlfriend's dad's barbecue. Like, what would tear that barbecue apart? Like, what is something that could happen? And it's be stupid something stupid that's senseless.
Well, they're they're a very religious and political group. You know, it would take a lot because for them with the religion, it's like they will forgive like this because that's part of religion. We've had many of these conversations. I'm not religious, but I
don't
respect
agree with that.
I
I'm
respect
sorry.
everything about them. I respect their beliefs. And to be honest with you, maybe destruction of property would maybe something on the lines of that, because that's going to
That's what I was
cost
gonna
them
go with.
financial in their with 200 people there, people getting, you know, but that would never happen in there. People, there's so much respect for them holding those parties.
Well, let me rephrase that. So, like, where you have this nice community, everything is hunky dory, you know, everybody has this. They say, I don't know, maybe they do that once a week, or Sundays, or once a
No,
month.
it's usually like 4th of July and stuff like
Okay.
that.
And they get together, and then so just say 4th of July, and then the next 4th of July, because somebody mistook or misunderstood something that somebody said. It's usually about something somebody said.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like that with them though. It's not like that with them, because they would be like, well, they're probably having a bad day, and they probably have stuff
I
going
I
on.
understand that.
Yeah, so they're you know, I mean,
Well, I had that instance happen in my community yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
What's the day? Actually, it was the day before yesterday. Had a lady come up, and I've known her for a long time, probably 20 years, close to 20 years. Her grandkids go to school here, blah, blah, blah. And she had an incident with a student, and she was like, blah, blah, blah. And she's typically that kind of person that will kind of fall in that negativity trap
Yeah.
and stay there. And I just had this conversation. And I said, you know what works for me? And I'm just going to put my personal feelings out there for real quick. But I said, what works for me is I've learned that I have to forgive that person. It's just easy. If you can truly forgive somebody, it's actually very cleansing. I'll just say it that
Yeah.
way. If you can forgive somebody, then you're moving on. You're not stuck with them. They're not living in your head. And then you can focus on I guess the bottom line is don't let people steal your joy.
Yeah. Forgive and
Try
forget.
to, yeah, and try to because at the end of the day, it's not worth it, man, to
No.
dwell on that stuff. It causes you health problems with
Yeah.
stress and everything. It just and then it comes right back down to this,
Yep.
which it slows you. It's crazy. Everything comes full circle to the damn
I
cigar.
mean, imagine if Jim was still stressing on the,
Whiskey.
The
the
lightning thing,
whiskey.
yeah.
Yeah, the lightning thing. If he was still like, he's come a long way from that, but if he was still day one stress today, that wouldn't be healthy for him. And we'd all be sitting here going, dude, it's time to move on. It's time to start thinking of other game plans and stuff. And he's still angry Scottish guy from day one stress of like this hole in the ceiling, my barrels, and he's still stuck on that. It's like, well, it's not going to change. It happened.
Yeah.
You gotta move past.
Look what Joseph says. I love Josephus, how his mind works. If we stood in a circle and dropped all our issues out on the table and looked at everyone else's, we'd pick our shit back up real quick. It's
We'd what?
exactly the truth. If basically if you put all your issues out on the table, everybody in the group put their issues out on the table, you'd be looking around like, oh crap, let me pull
There'd probably
mine
be
back in.
one person stuff left there because everybody else would be like, yeah, mine's not as bad as that.
Yeah, even no matter how bad it is, sometimes there's somebody's, and that is for me, that's where it goes back to my faith.
Well said, Josephus.
But yeah, it's just everybody can go through something. We're not immune to it. We all
No.
can go through that.
No.
And those are the type, but things like that can break up a community to get back on
Stubbornness. Yeah.
stubbornness.
I saw
Yeah.
that in there.
Stubbornness
Josephus
is
said.
probably the stubbornness and closed-minded are the two
Mhm.
biggest viruses in the community, right? Like they're going to rip through that thing and tear
Yeah.
it apart.
Yeah, unwillingness to put yourself in someone else's shoes to try
I
to
was,
figure out what Jim was going through something, and it's like if I have the inability to put myself in his shoes, try to figure out what he is
Yep.
going through from his eyes, not mine. Like I can't really understand what he's going through.
So we're going into empathy there. So we're saying that some of us have lost that movement towards empathy.
There's that too.
Empathy,
Yes.
bro.
Yes. Empathy is a huge one. It's
There's a guy that
it's a
went
toxic
toxic.
cauldron. It's a toxic cauldron of tons of stuff in there that people have lost due to COVID. Yes. From being demonic keyboard warriors. I have a voice and everybody's going to listen. No, that's not reality. I'm sorry. That is not. Yes, you are entitled to your free speech because that is your right as a American, but for some things, no. Like because it's doesn't really mean anything, I don't care if I need to get out of your way to get mustard. Like I'm trying to shop here. Like say, excuse me, can I get in there and grab this real quick? Like that's the polite thing to say. Don't
Yeah.
say get the F out of my way. Like that's going to cause problems.
Josephus says, remember your worst day. I remember mine. I also remember that someone might be having their worst day ever right
Yes.
now. Look at what's happened. What it was in Nepal. How do you say that? Nepal?
Yes, Nepal.
Yesterday.
Yep. Horrible.
What the crap, man? Like
Yeah, I
we're
saw the
not, we don't,
video of the
we're not
border.
in that.
That
We're
was
not living that right now. We're sitting there smoking a cigar. Everything's calm,
Yep.
and
My
they're
heart goes out to
that's crazy.
that community. Like after seeing the video from that, it's like holy cow.
Guarantee you, like what Steve said earlier, that community in Nepal is going, they're coming together. It seems like not a disaster, something that happens that's really bad. Even
Mm-hmm.
COVID, I wonder if that compounded COVID
Well,
because of what happened with COVID. It compounded all the issues for our need to reach out, but we couldn't.
yeah.
We were locked down or whatever reasons, different states, blah, blah, blah.
Well, you saw the hurricanes that went through like Florida. You saw the community come out helping each other. Unfortunately, it takes drastic things at times for community to actually put everything aside and say, no, we got to do this for the community.
What's the place, the hurricane that hit, was it last year or 2 years ago, that hit north of Florida? It got deep and
Yeah.
it really caused a lot. There's actually a documentary about that
Yeah.
right now, that they weren't getting the help that they actually needed and everything like that.
Yeah.
That's a community coming together. I mean,
Yeah.
we had a flood in Texas where it just flooded the river, and it unalived a lot of people. I mean, it's crazy, man. But like the
Yeah.
title says, whatever happened to community, but are we losing it? Like, are we losing communities, or is it just that natural kind of thing, Angel? I saw your brain, you're like, oh, there we go. I got something. I mean, do you think we're losing community, or it's just, we're just in the
It's
midst of
trans.
change, depending on where we are?
I feel like what Jim said, we're just adapting to our community. So we're not really losing community. Our community is just being focused to a different community, not the bigger picture or a different group. So we have
Yeah.
community. Maybe could we do better? Yes, we could do better as people. We can branch out and join another community and be part of that and make that thrive and be positive in
Yeah.
that aspect.
Yeah.
We have to take our time to do it. But there is still community. It's
Let
not
me
what it
ask,
was.
I don't know if this is
It's
off
not the
subject or not.
community we're used to
Yeah.
from where all of us grew up. For us older generations, who knew that if we, like I said earlier, that like I'd be 27 blocks away, my mom be getting phone calls. Um, some of the younger people don't know what that's like. They go 2 blocks away and they're like, oh, I don't know anybody here. I can break into someone's backyard. No one's going to know who I am. Um, yeah, it is transitioning to a different,
Right.
um, the word community is transitioning into a different definition in a whole. Um, that, Webster's is going to have to add another line of what community even means. Um, you
Well,
know,
so say this. So I saw a post the other day, and it really stuck to me. I was going to keep it and maybe post it, but it was kind of,
let me see.
I'll just say what it is. So there was a post, and we don't know if it's exactly true, but it wouldn't surprise me. There was a woman that burned like 90% of her body going into a burning building to try to save 6 of her children. Now, I don't know any details other than that. She, they set up a GoFundMe. She had $40,000. This other woman, I think she might be the one that's on trial, unalived her 3 children with the exercise rubber and set up a GoFundMe, and she's got over $1 million. What's wrong? Is that more a society thing than a community, probably, right?
Media
Or
sells.
did the community fail her, or right? Yeah, media sales. Like, what?
Yeah.
It's the same
That.
thing with the,
Yeah.
and we're kind of getting deep, and I'll just touch on this and we can jump off if we need to, as far as the subject. But I think a lot of people tend to, or society, maybe it's a society thing more than community, where they tend to see something about an animal being abused more than something with a human being abused. Like, right, like, if an animal, it's like something about, and here's the weird thing is, even though I'm saying that from this side of the pedestal, I sometimes see that same thing, and with an animal being abused, and it invokes certain things within me that I'm like, bro, that's so bad. But like, and then I catch myself thinking the along the same lines of other people that I may not disagree or may not agree with. Does that make sense? Like,
Hmm.
oh wow, that hit me in a different way because it was an animal. It was a puppy getting hurt, And is it maybe that's where we're getting desensitized with it? I don't know, but I just wanted to touch on that real quick because that kind of has something to do with more with society. But it, if you have a strong community, I mean, you kind of see where I'm going with that. Like, if you have a strong community, what let me digress from that part. That's getting in more in the political realm where what like I don't think we're losing community. I think like Steve said and we've said like it's evolving. What are some ways that we can help our community or help community? I know we're doing that with our cigar community,
We,
but
like I said earlier, like I said
yeah.
earlier, reach out when you see someone's not been coming on regularly and stuff like that,
Mhm.
or you see someone's face has changed or they're just not themselves. Reach out.
There's that. If you haven't talked to someone in a long time, I'm
Yep.
sorry. If you are going number 2, get off your YouTube and send a text of they don't know you're going to the bathroom. Just send a text. How you doing?
Yeah.
Haven't talked to you for a while.
Takes
It's
you
a text.
5 minutes to send this.
It's a text message. That's all it is. It's the best time to do it. I tell people that all the time. You got nothing to do for a couple minutes. Send a text message out to start with the last person that you haven't talked to in the longest time and let it be. Or if you know someone who's going through a hard time, reach out to them. That text message goes a long way, letting people know that they're receiving a text message because someone knows they're going through a hard time. I've got multiple people at work going through hard times right now, and I've talked to them, and they have all given me hugs, thanking me for being civil with them, for caring, and that's all it takes. It's just, you okay? Everything's good? Okay, if you need anything, let me know. That's all it takes. That's it.
But those words are a great conjunction as well. Like, are you okay? You good? And it's just that point of reaching out and let them,
Mm-hmm.
because they right in their head, like everything's good as far as they're concerned, and the fact that it's stuff I need to work through, I need to do this. It's that mentality of where
Yeah.
I need to do this myself. I need some. But you have someone just reach out and say that little conjunction. Hey, you okay? No, I'm not okay. Thank you for noticing. I'm just not myself right now. I need to do it once. It gives you that edge away from yourself to actually. How many of us like literally? It's that vent where you feel, oh
Yeah.
no, I'm not. No, I'm not okay. It's okay. Like people know that. People, okay. I'm not okay, but I'm gonna be okay.
Jim, you
Yeah.
said earlier that how did you put that? I like being by myself to get
He
things
works. He
done.
works the best sometimes when he is isolated
Okay, you said
from.
sometimes. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I would beg to differ because I see you every day. We all see each other every day.
He takes breaks. Sometimes I don't see him for
Yeah,
multiple
he does.
days. Yeah.
So
But
those are the day I know myself. Like I'll come on, I'll be visual and present for everyone, and then like
is
a
that for
couple of
my
days
viewing
you
pleasure
want
or
to.
what?
He's got dinner guests for a couple days.
I've got a buffet. But no, it's like that process. Like, there's sometimes like I need to focus on things and like get my head straight, and then I'll come up. But there's also times when I'm on with you guys and I'm listening to what you're doing. I maybe not jumping what's in the conversation, just like a couple of minutes ago. That's because I'm sending emails, I'm sending test processes, I'm checking things, and
Hmm.
then coming back because I can multitask and do those things. But there are times where I'm like, okay, I need to focus a little bit. I need to be silent and do my stuff, and then I'll come back in.
Let's not lie. Sometimes you're on, and the only thing we see is a leather chair for about hour and a half before you come back in
and
because
some
you're walking
spider.
around. Yeah. and scorpions.
Steve and Colleen, are you guys still on here? I'm going to, when we get finished here, I'm going to send you Jim's. I'm going to send you all the Discords if you're not familiar with it, but you'll just download
Yeah.
the app or on your phone or your iPad. It's real easy. But I'm going to send you that to make sure. But we're probably going to go on to Jim's afterwards, and then we can talk more about it or whatever if you haven't. So if you haven't downloaded Discord, Discord, that's what you're going to want. But I'm going to send it to you after the show through Messenger or through Instagram.
For example, right now, I'm going to go take an injection. My sugar's going low, and someone just reminded me because they can see it in me right now.
Okay.
Watching.
Take care. Yeah,
So,
go take care of yourself.
I'll be back in 2 seconds.
You're good.
Well, with that, I'll just do it this way, man. I mean, tonight we've asked a pretty simple question: whatever happened to community? And maybe the answer actually is nothing happened to it. Maybe community isn't gone. Maybe we've just, I don't know, stopped looking for it in the places where it used to be, because it's still there. It's in the neighbor who shows up when you need a hand. That's a fact. It's in the local business that knows your name. It's around a cigar table where strangers sit down and leave as friends. We know that. For community was never really a place. It was people choosing to show up for each other. And maybe that's where rebuilding it starts, if it's even gone. Not with changing the whole world, not with fixing everything that's wrong, but just taking care of your little corner of it. Because if enough of us do that, maybe we'll realize community never really left, right? We just needed to show up again. And I agree with that. So I would say, good night, everybody. Thanks for spending part of your evening with us. We'll see you next time on Texas Ash Life. Y'all be good. Peace out and love one another always.